Hi, I'm Steve, and we're going to replace a valve cover on this 2011 Suburban. Which is my wife's truck, and it's been having issues with oil consumption, which is a lot of oil consumption, which from what I'm being told is pretty common with these Chevy motors. But I'm also having a spark plug foul on the driver's side rear. So this valve cover replacement is actually covered in a TSB, and I don't have the number, but I'm going to go ahead and put it either here or over here, and it'll also be in the description down below. This valve cover, they redesigned. Apparently this was engineered the wrong way originally, whereas this hole right here is actually just a little hole right here, a circle, and that in turn causes issues with the oil and the spark plugs and whatnot. It's all in the description of the TSP. So I'm going to go ahead and replace it. I'm not going to bore you with all the details other than I got to take this off. I take the coil packs off, which is all on a rail, so that I should be able to disconnect the spark plugs, pop it out of the way, and then get to the valve cover. Pop the valve cover off, put the new one on, put everything back, and then we should be good. And I only need my ratchet. I should only need my ratchet, a 10mm, of course, I have mine, and a 5/16 for the valve cover itself. And the valve cover that I bought on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. It comes with the gasket and everything already attached. Bolts are already on. You don't have to do anything there. And it should just be a direct replacement. So hopefully it takes about 20 minutes, but since I've never done this before, it could take longer. So I'm going to go ahead and time lapse it so that way you can just watch me do it. Alright, so you can see I got the new valve cover in. I did find out, however, that the old valve cover is the same style. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty dark. There we go. So maybe that's not my issue, although there is a lot of crap in here. I'm sure I could clean it out, but maybe that's not the issue. So I was right. I was able to take the coil pack out and put it on the top, so that went out pretty smooth. The toughest part, I think, of this was getting the old valve cover off because it had been on there for such a long time, and I had to use a screwdriver just to pry a little bit just to get it up and try not to damage anything. Once it cracked loose, it came right out. Other than that, I just got to button up the stuff. Oh, I did find out my plastic electrical wire covers here were essentially disintegrating. So I wrapped it in electrical tape for right now, just so nothing would fall into the valve when I was or with the valves when I was pulling that old one off. So I'll go out and pick up some of this. It's just plastic tubing. It's easy to replace, but I think they're so old and been driven for so long that it's just plastic. They're just going to disintegrate. So other than that, let me button this up and then we'll do a quick follow-up. Alright, coil pack's on. You can see I've got a little bit of exposed wire there. I'm going to go back and tighten that up if possible. Like, it just pulls right apart. Spark plugs are back in. Our spark plug wires into the coil packs. So I just got to put the top on here and start it up and see if I got any leaks or if anything's spewing out, and then we'll go from there. Okay, well, the new valve cover is in, and like I said earlier, I don't know if you can see that, it's the same type. So I think I'm having some other issues, something I'm going to have to troubleshoot. I am going to go ahead and swap out all of my spark plugs and see if that helps. We need to start this up and make sure that we're good. So let me go do that. Just make sure you pull all your tools out. Well, it's running, and there's no, I got no check engine lights, I got nothing running. I got no leaks, so that's a good thing. Overall, I mean, the engine runs pretty good for being a 2011. We try to keep it up. I do have to do an oil change and swap out spark plugs. I don't think I'm going to do wires because they're relatively new. But yeah, I guess we'll drive it and we'll see what happens. And hopefully you got something out of this video. And if you did, go ahead and like in the bottom. I would say subscribe, but the channel's probably going to change. I haven't figured out a name yet. So once we do that, then subscribe.